handed notices of retrenchment in Limpopo, with only 26 employees being retained. Well, VBS was placed under administration in March this year, and it suffered a massive further blow this week with the release of a damning South Africa Reserve Bank audit report. A spokesperson for bank officials union SASBO, Lebo Selepe, says that they're representing the workers who are being retrenched under Section 189 of the Labour Relations Act. We now cross to our reporter Hitekani, who is with one of the VBS Bank workers. Very good afternoon to you, Hitekani. Just give us an update as to essentially what developments have now been taking place in aid of these workers.
Well, good afternoon to you too, Shante, and good afternoon to our viewers. We are in Thohoyandou, just outside the head office of VBS, and as you can see behind me, it is closed. The doors are shut as anticipated. The report that came out this week has caused quite a lot of commotion and talk around VBS and around the allegations that are on it. And as you can imagine, a lot of the depositors who are using this bank have, of course, lost a lot of money and are waiting to hear how that money will be recuperated. But there's another plight, and that's the plight of the workers who say that although they have been retrenched and offered packages, those packages aren't enough, and they explain that they've given a lot of their years to this bank and they're not satisfied with the remuneration that they're receiving. But just to tell us more just a little bit, I have a guest who is, or rather was, a worker of the bank who has said he's going to speak in Venda, so I'm going to have to translate for you. But what is the situation with the workers? Is there any kind of relief that you're getting in terms of the cries that you have?
No, mafungo molendo rofua di chelede tuku bambelion I tutakaza I mean muholowera kwa woni zasinozo awutakazi kawashumi nga ori watu wachinyo shuma chifinga chilapfu pano and rekwaro rikofuwa package ya only 5,000 kamutwane abana muta na zikolo za pano roshuma pano ngori ribatu wakale pano roita zikolo rifari kutembo rikoshuma permanent rarenga zigoli pano rarenga zindu pano zino 5,000 itamini kabuchiro ano maduwa ndiyafonera kubana taizo one unji na uri avungori buza mfungo uri oiti amini karabo calculate ni bachira usika one bari buza mfungo uri badiri pa 5,000 na one riko rimangala muturi chiko ipo muloba na one chiwo chaya ziyambore azachamba chitukari ndebako ri mwana ngamrawa wabatu.
And have you spoken to the bank or to your union? Are you getting any assistance in this regard?
Robert Koma ba union Robert nabo marabo kunusumbesa uba shamrawo tumo dakarine muloba uba mrawo bache situation ya toma ubanga February banga order utibe ko rubuza mfungori na wewe mushima yenga peli auna zeba tusanga zosuka zino.
Okay, and so at the moment you have no assistance. You are at your wit's end.
There's no ndione botu abachikori mafungo eba bakurete baambaone nane balangana na union ali fani bari pulvesa mafungori sango sana chitu badu be karne kamtinga Monday kana Tuesday rechirendra zenezo ngaurisa kuma zori rotel kotambula ara rindera koroda ndu rakoroda na zigoloi mumbulo mulo rikoshuma permanent ziyambo zori batu fana kodobira zikolo bako dojia chitu rotera sari kotambula sarunga rochinya ngene rutongo chinya chitu.
All right, no, thank you very much for joining us on the SABC.
No, ndolibuwa baluse.
Well, Shante, just to translate for you, I was explaining that a lot of these workers, of course, were permanent here at VBS, and because of the notion or the understanding that they're permanent, they took out housing loans and vehicle loans and other personal loans, understanding that they'd be able to pay back because they're permanent. And some of them, having worked many years here, have only received notices of remuneration that's up to about 5,000 rand. And he says that their families, they have these loans that they took out at this particular bank, and of course they won't be able to pay any of that using that 5,000 rand. He says also that they have spoken to the union and it has indicated that they will come back to them next week on Tuesday. So it seems as if the only relief that they anticipate is from the unions, and apart from them, that they stand with the responsibilities of raising their families and paying back the particular bank that's behind us with that 5,000 rand that has been offered to them, Shante.
Just take us through then those negotiations and the liaison that has been taking place between the affected workers, possibly employees, and the unions. And in speaking to your guest, one can actually sense the frustration in his voice.
Shante, I didn't get that the discussion between the workers and
unions. Hitekani, can you just take us through the discussions that have been taking place between the employees and the unions?
I'm struggling to get to Shante.
Unfortunately, not able to hear Hitekani there. He was giving us a brief update outside of that VBS Bank. He is in Thohoyandou, just speaking to one of the affected workers, just giving their view on the plight as well as the developments that have been taking place. And it seems to be a sit and wait sort of course, and also hearing in the guest's voice his frustration in the matter that has happened with those thousands of workers that are set to be affected with regards to the VBS Bank. Let's have a look at some other news this afternoon.